For a trip to New Orleans in Super Bowl 58, we are ready to rock in the AFC Championship game. Fielded right around the 8. Oh, a good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
11.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. He's going to let it go again. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken from about the 12. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
Well, to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they'll throw with Brady. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Brady going to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. DJ Reader in there to They'll drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there for Cincinnati. 43 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. T. Higgins, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Bengals are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. To throw is Brady. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Bengals will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Now it's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Mixon with a first down carry. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. First down, here's Burrow. Steps away to his left. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bengals continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. From way up at the 23. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 1st and 10 is counter. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. On play action, it's Brady. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Going to give this to Mixon. Full to run show Fatukasi there on the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Escaping the pressure right. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they'll work this down inside the 30. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. On the right side open is Gesicki. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Mixon is in. Touchdown, Bengals. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
They find some open field here. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And very little there. He might have got a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They'll go for it. It's Brady. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Back to the ground with Etienne. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, right back to Etienne. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 43 yards on the ground for him so far.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Snoop Conner. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are able to cut into that deficit. Now the try here for the extra point. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left. And that will keep our score right where it is. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here
we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the 1st half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. In motion left goes Boyd.
11 MT.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Flushed out right. He will find his man Chase complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Burrow will throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. Touchdown. T. Higgins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25, so the minimum.
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
And the Bengals are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now a throw here to his running back. He's got room at the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Jamar Chase
saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the rout is on here in this first half.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And nowhere to go. He only makes it to the 5.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram.
He's got room past the 30.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Brady now to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Another try after the first down sack. Brady. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Brady. And my goodness, another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 41. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense. And they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. In motion left goes Boyd. Play action. It's Burrow. And this is caught. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Jamar Chase
on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. The final shot before half for Brady. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here, as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Handoff running left is Etienne. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Brady to throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. To throw, it's Brady. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Mike Hilton.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why, because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game, because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
Now Burrow on first down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Touchdown Bengals.
Jamar Chase
from 13 yards out. And the Bengals take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now Brady. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Jamar Chase.
34 yards. And the Bengals take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. And oh, can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Taken in at the 3.
Now a hit and a loose football. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to... to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Another tote for Etienne. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's got Gibson on the out route. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Etienne. Takes it to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Conner. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 48 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Etienne up the middle. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. 2nd and 9.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl.
Let's go. Rock it. Look, scream. Hey, rock it.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A handoff for Etienne. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Now Lawrence to throw on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell.
And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense could very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. Uses the stiff arm. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. And they go play action now. Burrow. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Ja'Marr Chase, 45 yards. And the Bengals are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. And he's got room. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it.
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Chidobe with a pick. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
This is caught.
And the Bengals are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their 1st timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They go play action with Burrow. And give him another his 6th. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Well, they've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they're really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
They have been dominant in this one.
From the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
They'll run with ETN.
Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Lawrence. That's complete to Travis Etienne out of the backfield.
And he's got some space here. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Travis Etienne.
69 yards.
And the Jaguars get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
On 2.
Mixing up the middle. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Here we go. 11 MT, 11 MT. 11, 11, 11. 11 MT.
In motion comes the tight end left.
11, 11.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And the tight end goes in motion left. 3rd and 2, now Burrow. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 37. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They will throw on first down with Burrow. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
And all that hard work has paid off. They're AFC champions, and on to the Super Bowl they go.
It's got to be an amazing feeling for them, doesn't it, Brandon? The idea that you've done it all that hard work, all that sweating, all that effort,